I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I dance. Hello and welcome to the latest, number 2 for Redlight Renegades podcast.
That would still make it the latest, yes.
That would be the latest, yes. And as usual, I am Bard.
I'm Krif.
Why the hell are you Southern today?
'Cause I wanna be.
Okay, well, next to me is Matthew McConaughey's career.
Alright.
Wasn't that a topic we were going to talk about?
I think that was going to be in the next one.
Okay.
You wanted to be in this one, don't you? But it can't. No.
God damn it. And now you want to hear Krif get really pissed off? Dark Tower.
That dead air has to stay, by the way.
Oh, yes, it does, because that dead air is...
We normally take away dead air, but...
So anyways, as usual, this is going to be a podcast that's going to be on mature content. Today's topics are going to be birth control pills and the law surrounding that, A.I.M being dead.
Miss it.
And YouTube dumb fuckery, as well as our Redlight Renegades is going to be on us just talking about our times on internet chat rooms and forums. Also going to have our Bards Blazing Babe and our Krif's Cavalcade Cutie. Cutie, announced.
Cutie.
Well, it's Krif's Cavalcade of Cuties, that's the name of it.
Right, but you said cutie, stopped for a second, and then added another cutie.
Well, that's because it's Krif's Cavalcade of Cuties, or apostrophe.
You forgot the S on cuties the first time, so you said cutie.
Whatever. And stick around for all that. Of course, we have to start off with our warning. If you are under the age of 18, are unable to be around adult content, mature content.
If it affects your precious sensibilities.
We got you. Just give us a thumbs up and then just slide away.
Just slide it on out.
Because ultimately the thumbs up would be because while we do talk about sensitive materials, we never come at it in a crass way. Or at least we're crass enough that it comes off as a joke and not us just going, well, fuck them.
Right. We always try and warn people, hey, this is gonna happen.
Warnings out of the way, let's get talking discussions. Our first topic was officially suggested by our Bards Blazing Babe of last week, Princess Nipnop, or Spooky Nipnop, or Jade Sky. Wow.
She'll always be Nipnop.
She'll always be our little Nipnop heart. And now Noelle's going, now I'm his porn waifu. And no one ever saw her again. I'm only kidding.
We're not trying to start internet beef. Although, I'd like to see that mud wrestling match.
Dude, it's 2017. Who mud wrestles anymore? Get the baby oil.
Ooh.
I got the baby oil.
Whose butt is getting rubbed?
So the first topic we're going to talk about is birth control pills because... You know, as of like last week or something like that, Trump officially ruled that birth control pills are no longer going to be covered under Obamacare's broad. Employers don't have to mandatory buy into it now.
Right.
And ultimately, I always feel that that's kind of stupid. And that's pretty much what we're going to talk about. See, for me personally, it's stupid because the pill itself is not solely for birth control.
No, it is not.
My sister went on birth control when she was like 12, 13 because she kept developing cysts and ultimately didn't have sex for the next 6 years, apparently. I don't want to know my sister's sex life. She's happily married to a very fine woman now, but I still don't need to know that shit.
Exactly. My ex had to go onto it because she was having major hormonal issues due to a buildup of testosterone in her system. Had to get an estrogen-based birth control to try and balance that out.
I think the biggest problem that stems from the birth control pill is that it's called the birth control pill.
Right.
Whereas what it is just a hormone balancing pill or something like that.
Right. If you had called it a hormone balancing pill, no one would be pissy about that.
Exactly. But since it's called the birth control pill because the side effect of said pill is...
It stops you from having the babies.
Then now you've got people going, well, it's against my religion to, contraceptives and all that. It's not really a good contraceptive, or it is a good contraception.
Contraceptive, that's not its main primary. It's not its only use.
Yeah, like a lot of the women that I know went onto the pill not because they didn't want to get knocked up, but because their doctor was like, yo, you've got some imbalance on your hormones, and this will help.
On your hormones?
I don't know.
That would be HO-MONES. Because they busy hoeing.
Maybe that's what it is. We need to change it to the hormone balancing pill or the hoe pills. Because let's be honest here. no white elitist prick is going to turn around and go, the hoes can have their pills? Because they want the hoes to have pills.
Sometimes not the contraceptive kind, but that's a different discussion for a different time.
And for me, I think it's stupid that they would have it be less than mandatory because hypothetically, if, and I'm not even saying a guy, or just some other different form of medication that is hormone balancing or stuff like that, like the pills, for your depression or anxiety, are covered. Employers have to pay for that, last I knew. That could be wrong. Fact check that.
Fact Squad, where you at?
Did you say fuck squad?
Fact. I'm trying to get people interacting with us, so I'm giving them titles.
Fact side. Go prove us right or wrong.
Hopefully it helps.
But, and if that's covered, then so should this other pill that does balance hormones and helps pretty much on a similar level as anxiety or depression pills.
Right. And now there are certain people who cannot take an estrogen-based hormone balancing or birth control pill for, medical reasons. In which case there is a progesterone-based one that is designed specifically to stop pregnancy. If Trump wanted to, I'd say get rid of the progesterone-based one that just stops birth control unless there's a health concern that makes people have to take it.
Yeah, no, that's the best option. If the problem is we don't want to fund this because it's a contraceptive compared to whatnot, then remove that part from under it.
Right.
Unless, again, if the doctor, writes off, hey, this person needs to be on this instead of that.
Yeah, this person has no choice. They have to be on this because otherwise they die. It's like giving someone with a penicillin allergy amoxicillin.
I like my Z-Packs, or else I die. And that's why I've always been afraid of getting chlamydia. Because let's be honest here, yes, it's really easy to fix now. With a shot of penicillin.
You have two choices. You can either have burning dick or you can die. No one will blame you if you pick death.
If you guys hear that I've died because of an STD, you know that it's because I chose death over my dick. I love Blinky. It's like with herpes. If I saw even one iota of a fucking scab or something on Blinky, I am in the hospital. Every doctor, I will call every privilege card that the world thinks I have to fix my dick.
They will make a cure, goddammit. I will see to it.
Please note, I'm sorry if that joke offended anyone. No, I'm not sorry. If the joke offended you...
You're definitely on the wrong channel, because we don't pull punches here.
But don't worry, it's gonna go up from here, because this is really the only huge political...
Yeah, this is the heavy. We started with the heavy, we're gonna get to the funny, and then we're gonna get to more of us being dumbasses later on.
I don't know, I thought we were doing very well with the Z-Packs in my dick. As funny.
Listen, we should not put a Z-Pack on your dick. It's like doing a line of coke off your cock.
Depends on who's doing the line of coke off my cock.
Courtney Cox.
Could you with a fox? Only if that fox were Courtney Cox. Johnny Bravo. Oh my god.
But anyways, now back to more dead 90s things. So A.I.M died, fully. Servers are completely shut down now.
Who still uses A.I.M? Who still used A.I.M in any of the 2010s?
People in their 40s. People who were there on day one of launch and just couldn't move past it.
I could see that. And honestly, you guys are going to laugh at this. I didn't cry, but I stopped. I had to stop for a second because it quite literally became me reminiscing. You know all those really stupid, like, oh my god, this character died in the sitcom, so it's like, I will remember you. And all of a sudden that's going through my head while I'm just scrolling back through all these messages.
Yeah, my eyes got all glossy. I started seeing chat conversations in a weird sepia tone, because... I say weird sepia tone because everyone had the different colored background and font colors.
Oh my god, especially
so
towards
weird
towards like the early 2000s where suddenly they had, you could customize it so you could use the cool text. I had a lot of interactions on A.I.M.
Oh, we both did.
For anyone over the age, anyone born after 1996, pretty much think about Facebook and then go, wow, I really only I talk to a lot of my friends on Facebook or Snapchat. If I couldn't talk with them, that's what A.I.M was. A.I.M really kind of created it, like even texting really upgraded to being what it is now. because of that stupid A.I.M sidekick.
Yeah, because you could get A.I.M on your phone, even on a old basic flip phone, you could have A.I.M. And that was like the biggest technological advance for us back in like 2003.
Man, I remember back in the day where you had to go ASL to find someone's age, sex, and location. By the way, I still go ASL.
Oh yeah.
And I know everyone's like, wow, that's kind of lame. You know what it is?
Oh, it definitely is, but
it's something that was really... I had 2 girlfriends that were still my girlfriends at my school, but the only reason we dated was through A.I.M in summer.
Right.
I can't name them. I don't want to name them, because God knows that, you know, hypothetically this ever reaches more than 100 people in any given day.
Right.
Suddenly it's going to be, excuse me, I only showed you my tits once.
Well, it's like, I met someone through an online kind of like MySpace type deal before MySpace, and we had exchanged A.I.M screen names, and then ended up hooking up and staying together for at least like a month and a half.
Oh, okay.
I just mouthed the name of the person to him, and
I was in the middle of drinking, so...
But it makes sense, and he can vouch for the fact that it became a thing because of A.I.M.
I didn't know it was because of A.I.M.
That was during the death of A.I.M.
Right.
And we had transitioned over to Skype. And
yeah, Skype, really. If you guys always use Skype, thank A.I.M for that.
Then there was video chatting, and...
Yeah, I remember the first pair of boobs I saw in A.I.M.
Oh yeah, when it took like an hour and a half to load the boobs.
Yeah. And for the longest time, I couldn't do video chat. Hell, even now, my video... I really don't video chat with anyone now because I was a poor white boy, so I didn't have past DSL.
You were a poor white boy? Boy, when I started coming to your house back in high school, I still had AOL.
Boy!
Running off a Windows 95 computer. I didn't even have XP.
Oh yeah, I had XP. I had XP for 23 fucking years.
Congrats! I was still on 98.
But
the highlight of my computer was solitaire.
You had a laptop before I did.
You mean the one I got when I moved in with my girlfriend at the time?
Yeah. That was still before me.
That was after all of this that we're talking about.
But you had Wi-Fi before me. You had a no, I had a car first. But that was because of my grandfather, who disowned me because I dated a half-black woman for about 12 years. Yeah.
Disclaimer, Bard's grandfather is not Terry Bolero.
Let me tell you something, brother. That is not a funny joke, brother.
It is. Made you laugh.
By the way, I had to kind of do that voice so people would put...
No, I wanted them to look up Terry Bolero.
Well, Terry Bolero has a 6-inch dick. Hulkster has like a 12-inch python.
No, he doesn't. I've seen the video.
Well, no, that's the thing. During the Gawker trial, that was one of his defenses.
That couldn't be me because I got a huge cock.
No, when he's in the character, the Hulk is a character.
Yeah.
He has a 12-inch dick. Terry is not the Hulk because Terry has a 6-inch dick. Or something like that. It was like, I get what he's saying because... Anyways, we are way off topic.
Still a stupid way to say it.
It is stupid. But, anyways, back to A.I.M. I remember way back when. It's the same thing with the Yahoo Messenger.
Which does still exist, by the way.
Really?
As well as MSN Instant Messenger.
Is that what you were just looking up?
It is. Yahoo Messenger is still a thing. And you can get it on mobile for your Android or iPhone smartphone.
Yeah, but I figure it's just built in now.
And MSN Messenger is still a thing. You can download it as freeware to your Windows 10 computer.
Well, that's because it's Windows Live Messenger now. Because Windows and MSN did, because Microsoft is...
MSN is Microsoft Network, so...
Yeah, so it became this one huge thing. So it's pretty much linked into any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, God, we've prattled on about this. And we will get into more in-depth stories in Redlight Tales for that. I gave you a little sneak peek with people I've dated.
Then I gave you a big sneak peek to the big one I'm going to reveal.
Oh, is that the one you're going to?
It's going to be one of the ones.
Oh, because that can also bring up Tag Team Championship.
No, that's the other one I'm going to talk about.
Oh, okay. And so our third final topic is going to be kind of us bitching about YouTube.
As everyone on YouTube has over the past 3 weeks.
Everyone on YouTube's done it, and that's because they finally rolled out their newest stupid fucking algorithm of, well, everything now can't be advertiser friendly unless you've already gotten a shit ton of money. Because, like, on our channel personally, all but our summertime and I want to say snow days, all of our summertime and snow days videos are still monetized.
Right.
Everything else, no, and probably Innocent Witches, I would assume.
I don't know.
I don't either. I haven't looked it up in a little bit, but I'll do that now.
Part of the big thing is they look for swear words in anything you do on YouTube now. And with that, if they find them, they auto-demonetize you.
Hey, we've got new 2 subscribers. Cool.
Yay, YouTube subscribers!
YouTubers!
I don't know what a YouTube subscriber is, but sure. So anyways, it's one of those, a lot of people have been facing demonetization, and even some bigger channels, like a couple people with a couple million subscribers, have been getting hit with this, and I'm all for what they've been doing about it, because at least 4 or 5 channels I've seen have been boycotting pretty much the ad things and just not uploading.
That's ironic. That's hilarious to me. Our net neutrality one is still monetized. It's only 86 views. In fact, it's one of our lowest
viewed. I think it is our lowest.
No, our Redlight...
Oh, it's tied with the original podcast.
The very first Redlight Renegades podcast, yeah. But, oh no, our Innocent Witches is not suitable. New monetization icon. Well, fuck you.
Yeah, we can see what's now monetized and what's not.
That's always been there, though. But anyways, like, our Noel Cypress one. I only swore once in that. Our Summertime Saga, Who's the Trap video, fairly certain we swore in the thing is that ours didn't get flagged for swearing. I would understand ours getting flagged for being so close to adult content. Because we review and talk about adult content.
Yeah, but I mean...
But all of the Summertime Saga stuff is still there because of how much views it got. Wow, we're at 11,000 on the update video. Cool.
Thanks, guys.
But it's become one of those things like, they won't review until we get 1,000 views in a week. And then it's just that video that they're going to review.
Right.
But they won't do any manual reviewing, so we could turn around and go, hey, yo.
This ain't right. Can we fix this?
To me, that's just stupid. But to be fair to me, YouTube's advertisers, they are more worried than the actual advertisers themselves.
They are.
Yes, Dove will turn around and go, you know, hey, could you not put us on this content or... stuff like that. But Happy
Jurgens loves us.
But Happy Death Day, a rated R film, actually might be PG-13. Probably PG-13.
I don't know.
But either way, a slasher film that a lot of the time the trailer played before our videos, I'm fairly certain didn't go, oh shit, they talk about porn? Nah, son.
We're not about that. Get us away from that.
A pirate, you say? We here at Long John Silver's don't want none of this! And walks away.
Don't want none of this?
I can't remember the actual Simpsons quote. But either way, it's like, yo, YouTube, the fuck?
Can we fix something? For the love of God, can we fix something, YouTube?
And, like I said, we always knew that eventually the hammer would come down on us.
Right, but we were expecting something like, you know, a copyright strike almost, or, you know, like a cease and desist letter.
I could even see us getting hit with, you know, this is not appropriate for our shit. Not for our advertisers, for our shit, because it is part of their TOS. Don't be overly... And we aren't. It's actually why
we're not. Don't cross any lines.
In fact, we swear less than Brad Jones does, the cinema snob.
You know, I'd give an example, but that would be crossing the line, and I don't want this to get taken down.
It's not going to get taken down, it's just going to not get monetized.
Well, no, that's what I mean. I don't want to cross that line with this video and give them ammo.
Like, hypothetically, if we made our next review Honey Pop, we're not going to get flagged for that. Because the advertisers are like, oh, hey, Markiplier did this, and it got shit tons of money and revenue that way.
Right.
And that's what I think the Summertime Saga thing is that Snow Days, I don't know.
What about Innocent Witches?
Innocent Witches could easily be because you swear every time, every 5... You swear more than Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino looked at you and said, dude, chill.
Can we cut back on the F word, for the love of God?
Could you throw a couple N-words in there? No, Tarantino, no!
Quentin. The fuck?
But
Or it could be the fact that someone pressured me into blaring the word cunt as loud as I could.
no, because we only ever used the word cunt twice in our entire catalog now. One was because you needed to get that out of your chest.
Ouf. It had to get ouf.
It had to get off. You needed it off your chest. You needed that. The second time was because we were making a joke about how Brits love the word cunt. It's just like it's like when you and two friends go, yo, douchebag, sup? Yeah, you doing shit, Stain?
We're up to like 7 now.
We're working on it. Making up for lost time. And really, that's it. It's become a hindrance to not just us, because again, we do this a lot more for fun than...
Right, this isn't, we don't put 47 hours in a day into this to make sure we have, content and then try and earn thousands of dollars off of it.
Right. We would like to. Believe me, we would, because right now I'm running 6 jobs, and I'm a stay-at-home dad. Shout out to all my stay-at-home fathers, probably 3 of you.
And by 3 of you, he means the people who are probably subscribed to us that watch us with headphones on in the bathroom while the kids are napping.
Hey, that's how I kind of record half of what I do. So ultimately, that is why we do have the Patreon, and we are really trying to plug our Patreon more, because...
we need the Patreon to work with us because we're losing all of the time and money and effort that we put into YouTube with their demonetization bullshit.
Exactly. And if any of y'all know that Vimeo maybe does really well, because once we get enough patrons, we will have a website, and we'll probably go through like Soundwave or Vimeo or any of the other people to try and get it so that our content can be as good as we want to make it for you guys.
So we can get all of the content out to you and, keep increasing how well we do with our content.
Exactly.
As of right now, we make up for our poor production quality with good jokes and great Twitter interaction. Follow us on Twitter.
Seriously though, follow us on Twitter. We are hilarious. Ultimately, to wrap up the YouTube stuff, please go to our Patreon. We don't really money lock anything except for the new sponsorship tier, which I don't foresee a lot of individuals taking.
Right.
But it's for, like if Strokey's turned around and said, hey, they could give us a couple things. Or or if Pixel Vixens turned around and said, well...
hey, we do actually really like these guys.
Well, they do plug us every chance they get. And speaking of
they're
plugs...
They're just going to be permanently hyperlinked in our description, aren't they?
Probably. If not, just shout it out as much as possible. So, speaking of our plugs, time for Bards, Blazing Babes, and Krif's Cavalcade.
Could we not call them plugs in the industry we're in?
Hey, I would like to plug...
Oh, no, I'm talking our plugs, as in us getting plugged.
Oh.
Yeah, that plugging.
That's pegging.
No, it's not pegging if you just take a plug and insert it. Pegging is if someone straps one on and goes behind you and goes at you.
So anyways...
Man, learn your terminology.
With all that said, it's time for Bards, Blazing Babes. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bard Blazing Babes. I will never do that again.
Thank you.
So, the Bard Blazing Babe of today, of this week really, is Cutie Pie. That's 2 I's and 2 3's, which I assume the 3's are supposed to be
E's.
Yeah. So it's Cutie Pie Quinn. Or just Quinn if you're looking at Twitter handle. Quinn is hot. Understatement of the year. Adorable, hot, smart, fucking hella fun to talk to, and beautiful face, beautiful butt. And yes, Quinn is a cam model of they have a dick. Regardless of how you want to feel about gender and everything like that. Honestly, Quinn is awesome people and hot as hell.
Bet you'd like them curves.
You know what? I do. Quinn is hot people.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you like them curves.
And you agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, Bard's Blazing Babe pick is Quinn. Quinn's a babe. Because hot damn. Oh, hot damn. That is my jam. Oh, hot damn. Okay, sorry. Check out Quinn on Chatterbait. Always has a nice show ready and raring to go. As well as on Skype and Kick. And most likely wherever else Quinn goes, hey, you forgot to mention this to me later. So, yeah. I've taken up enough time with the Bard's Blazing Babes.
And now it's time for a word about our sponsors. Not from them, unfortunately, but only about them.
Today is not a paid sponsor. Interlude Creations. who has created the game Monster Girl Tales.
Or Tyler's.
Monster Girl Tales, or Talus, whichever. Linked below is their Patreon. They do have a public release of Monster Girls Tales, which is only in 0.5, but it is actually a really interesting and fun game to play. And it does something that we've yet to see in any of the porn games we've ever reviewed. A 3D open world.
You had me confused for a second. I was like, it does what now?
Well, it does.
But yes, it does. It does a 3D environment for you to walk around in and actually interact with people, actual pickups. It's your standard open world RPG. There just happens to be sexing.
And some good mechanics and objectives that it really is worth playing and checking out and donating to their Patreon.
Whenever we bring someone up, please, always at least check out their Patreon and consider donating. We are long-winded, we're crazy, but we actually, we want to support these people in a way for more than just us. We want to send you guys there and, try and get more adult-themed content out there in the world. Because it's very dry out there. It's proving difficult for us to review things that don't exist.
Oh my god, we're pimps! Honestly, go check out Interlude Creations and Monster Girls Tales. It's awesome. There's a lot of personality videos, teaser trailers, and everything else up there, as well as, the actual, public release of the beta. I don't know.
It's just public release, so yeah.
It's just a public release. It is early. It's not a completed game, so there will be bugs and everything like that. But not really that many.
No, not really at all.
And we will probably have a full review of that in our fun style when and if we can get a better laptop. Just because it's not optimized yet, we will try it on this laptop.
It's not optimized Prime.
We will try it out.
Bots, roll out.
Why isn't there a Transformers sex
I'm pretty sure there's a movie with fuckbots.
So please check them out. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it. Krif enjoyed it for the most part. And yeah, we will definitely do a full review of that when we can play the game. So please help us out on Patreon as well. Back to the regularly scheduled program.
So now we have the Krif's Cavalcade of Cuties, Cutie for the week. We have Smallest Cricket MFC, or as their Twitter handle calls them, the Littlest Bug. And I've got to admit, this woman, just going through her tweets, her media, things like that, she hits all of my criteria. She's sassy, she's hilarious, she has some weird videos that just proves that she just likes goofing around, and by God, them dimples.
What's up with you and dimples,
Her dimples are so fucking cute! They're not even, sexually arousing, it's just super fucking cute. Littlest Bug's Twitter handle is going to be linked right in the description. Right in her description for her Twitter, she has a link to her many vids, although there is one thing in her Twitter description that I don't quite understand and I need to know more about.
Well, okay, which is it?
It says that she's always seeking comfort from a cacti.
Maybe she likes prickly guys like you and me.
I don't know. Maybe she just wants something long and pointy?
Cactuses aren't known to being pointy. They're prickly, and they've got spines, but they're very round. They're dick-shaped.
Maybe she likes hairy dick?
But hairy isn't exactly prickly either. You gotta be stubbly.
So, on the very off chance that you actually watch this little slug, please, just let me know what that actually means.
Slide that up in his DMs. Our DMs, technically.
It's just, I need to know. I ain't here to judge. I ain't here to talk bad. I'm just curious. That's all.
And I will also like to point out, she does have a nice butt.
She's got a nice everything.
She does. And everyone knows that by now I am an ass man.
I am indefinitely a boob guy, and the fact that she has them pierced is a plus.
Oh, she has them pierced,
She has them pierced. Right in her Twitter media.
Neat.
Yes. And, but pierced isn't really a make or break. Size isn't really a make or break. It's just, I prefer watching them bounce.
So anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Are you done with your...
Yep.
And now, it's time for the Redlight Renegades, Redlight Tales.
We really need to get, a soundboard or something.
We really do. This really needs to come off more radio DJ.
We're like a college radio station right now.
Yeah, but we don't have the soundboard to just be really stupid, Well,
no, that's why I'm saying we're like a college radio station. They won't. We're in our first year. They won't front us the money for the soundboard or anything. So
by the time we get people, we won't need a soundboard. You'll still want one,
a little bit.
Anywho, the Redlight Tales for this week is going to be what we brought up earlier. It's going to be us magically looking back at our times on the internet. Mostly A.I.M, but, well, I really only talked to people I knew on A.I.M, and generally it would just be, how you doing? Okay, how you doing? And then it turned into frisky time.
Then it turned into a, how you doing?
Don't how you doing, my wife.
Alright, I could see how that could be misconstrued.
You had a story that you at least knew you wanted to go with.
Yeah, I've got at least two of them.
Go with one. I'll see if I can come up with something.
So, to expand upon what I was talking about earlier, so there was once a site that I frequented, and no, it's not the one we discussed earlier.
Is it that vampire one that everyone was on?
Nope, it was not Vampire
Was
Freaks.
it that Juggalo one you were on for a while?
Nope, was not that either. It was one that I wasn't on for very long. It was shown to me by a buddy. I tried it out. I wasn't the biggest fan, but it did lead me to meeting someone who, for like 3 or 4 years after that, like, we had talked for like a week or so on there, and we both realized, hey, neither of us are like ever on here. So we exchanged, AIM screen names and talked there pretty much every frickin' day. Because you had the AIM to text, and then smartphones became a thing. So, we were just back and forth all the time talking. Then she ended up actually coming up to visit. And things got a little bit hot and heavy, not too much. And then after that, we still continued talking. It was a little less frequently because jobs happened, and life happened, and college happened, and this happened, and that happened. Becoming an adult, it turned into a lot of, oh, we reminisced about how we needed to talk to each other more. And then never acted upon it.
And then the next time you guys were talking, you did the same thing.
Right.
We never talk. And God, I've got like 5 of those.
It's being an adult. But then, we had gotten... Some things had happened in both of our lives. And we talked more and more frequently, and then she had come up for another visit, stayed with me for like 2 weeks, where there was very little sleeping. And then after that...
I've seen the video.
After that, she had gone back home for like a week and a half, and then just came back for another 2 weeks.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that was a thing. Then, shortly after that, now she's currently living like 5 or 6 states away and very happy, so... But it was just one of those...
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Last I knew, she wasn't talking to you. So.
Nope. We talked semi-recently. Again, talked about how we need to talk more. But no, it was just one of those... Had I known at point A where it would lead to, it probably would have happened sooner, but I'm still not begrudging anything that happened. I'm still very happy with the turnout of things.
And that's a very good thing. Me, on the other hand, I will actually bring up, this isn't actually, screw it. The very first time I ever sexted anyone, or cyber-sexed. There was no sexting in my day.
Well, sexting is what became of cybersex.
Cybering became sexting. But anyways, was the most awkward experience of my life, kind of, because it wasn't with the woman I was with at the time. I had to be what?
Was that her?
Yes, I was with her at the time. The thing about mine and her's relationship was that we never texted dirty to each other. We never really showed each other, Literally, we were actually very prudish, I want to say. Like when it came to, because she only ever showed me dirty pictures of herself, sent me dirty pictures of herself 4 or 5 times in our, decades-long history together. And probably, maybe a little bit more depending on how we want to quantify as dirty, because we did also have minor textings where it would just be minor dirty, but she's never been good at it. I pretty much had to explore a lot of who I was, or less than that, just a lot of my sexual frustration that came from being a writer at the time came out on the internet. So, my first experience was, very awkward because it was with someone else while were sleeping next to me.
The sentence just sounds wrong. While her were sleeping next to me.
Well, that's the problem. Her is her proper name in this.
I know.
But it's not a proper grammatical thing.
I know.
So either way, that would actually become a small relationship I had on one of the many, many, many breakups that me and her had. Sorry. Me and her had. God, I'm surprised I haven't gotten yelled at by someone who's, you can't always put that growl in there because it makes you seem angry towards her.
But you're not.
Not anymore. Now that she has 2 kids and is married.
Actually, you and her. are on great terms now.
For the first time in, 15 fucking years. And all thanks to the internet. Because we were able to talk it out and everything like that.
Right.
With, of course, the first 4 mobile phones I had, as Krif, did not survive because of her. In fact, I remember the first time that Krif saw me chuck my flip phone against the wall and just went, yeah, I'm gonna go lay in my bunk now.
Well, it was my futon, thank you very much.
It was my futon! You just slept on it!
No, I think I had the other one at that point.
Oh, it might have been the one that we actually went out after the first one broke to...
Yeah, I think that was after the combined efforts broke the first one.
Ah, there's a story to tell.
Eventually,
if you guys want to hear that story, please, you have to interact with us. Gotta tell us what stories you want to hear.
We'll just keep cock-teasing stories at you until you tell us what you want.
Including a story of Krif in a skort after group sex.
That was a thing. That was definitely a thing. I can tell you every last detail.
Actually, I'm going to go with my second story now. Or do you want to go with your second story?
No, if you want to tell your second story, by all means.
Oh, I got my second story. I just realized I'm not painted in the best light in it. But you know what? I'm not even sure why she was actually mad, because Chef is what I'm going to call her, messages me because she's very close friends with someone else who was super pissed off at me. So she literally messaged me to bitch me out. And I do want to say that it was when me and I don't have a name for that girlfriend yet.
Girlfriend of yours or of mine?
Of mine at the time.
Okay.
I want to say it was when me and her first broke up, just because I don't ever recall your girlfriend
at the time
being that mad at me. Even when you guys broke up, or even really at all. I can't think of a time where she was by proxy pissed off at you or pissed off at me because of you. Yes, I get it. You know what I mean? But I don't ever recall.
I'm not sure.
But either way, she messages me, Chef, messages me and is like just going off on this railing on how horrible of a person I am.
Then he proved her right.
See, I've always been a writer. So in talking, I can stutter, I can ramble, but in words, I'm a fucking god. So, and this is, again, me not coming off as such a great person, but given about 4 hours, I know I clocked it, she was sending me nudes, and we were having some severe cyber sex. At the same time, I diffused the situation, and honestly, it actually led to a very close friendship between me and Chef for several years. And the only reason she stopped is because, well, she moved away and then got her life, and then anytime. But then there's a story I have to tell about her sister that I can't tell. Ultimately, it's a quick story, but it happened through A.I.M, and that was on, oh god, I think that was my Cute Doggy Boy account. That used to be one of my A.I.M names.
So that means after I took Dog Soldier.
I want to say, yeah.
It had to have been.
Yeah, because Cute Doggy Boy, I want to say, was my high school year.
Your whole 1 year of high school?
My what?
Your whole 1 year of high school? You said your high school year.
Oh, sorry, no, I want high school year as a mass thing. Anyways, what about your story?
So, this is technically 2 stories combined into one. Alright, so we're not good people.
We've never pretended to be.
This is going to paint me in the worst light ever, so...
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Because the same weekend that the lady from the first story I was talking about...
We didn't give her a name, did we?
No, we didn't. And we're not going to, because this is probably the only time she's being brought up, because that was our entire relationship.
This is what
the very first weekend she came up, I was flirting hot and heavy with someone who we will call Maria, because that is not her real name. Maria started flirting with me, and I was too dumb to realize it because...
I just got the name. She reminds me of a West Side Story. That's not why. I don't think that's why you named her that, but...
No.
It just... Because who it is...
Yeah. Oh, I have something to tell you about her in a minute, by the way.
Mother of God, just tell your damn story.
Alright, so anyways... So the first weekend the person I was talking about in my first story comes up, she had started flirting with me right before that happened. Now, if you remember our stories from last week, I'm not the brightest boy when it comes to people flirting with me. So I didn't realize it until after the lady from the first story had gone, and Maria walked with me back to where we were doing overnight security as a job.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that.
And pushed me down and took a mouthful of all of me. So the thing of it is, she lived about 2 hours away.
Pushed you down. You make it sound so skeezy. Well, in the dark.
Well, no, it was her actually giving me the biggest hint of all.
To be fair, the first girl got the biggest hint from both of us.
Yeah, she did.
We're tag team champs.
But anyways, so we talked again on A.I.M for quite a while. There was some photos exchanged, a lot of dirty talk, and it took like maybe 2 years, I want to say.
We're talking Caligula week?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I would say about 2 years.
Yeah, so it took about 2 weeks, and then I actually, was able to go up the 2 hours it took to drive to her and get her and bring her back, and then she found out why we were the tag team champions. Which would have been all well and good had I not also been doing the same thing with one of her friends and using the trip to get her as an excuse to go visit her friend, who then wanted to do things in my car in broad daylight at a public park with a kid's playground attached.
It's a kid's playground. I don't think I could do it. Like,
exactly.
If it was that close.
Right. No, we were parked, and then about the distance from us to the building across the road.
Yeah.
Is about how far the park was.
Yeah,
the kid's playground was.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
I couldn't. And she was like, well, I don't really have anywhere else we can go, and I'm like, all right, well, what do you want to do then? And then she just kind of whipped me out and took a mouthful of me.
Is that going to be she blew me?
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm trying to be tactful.
You can't use the same innuendo twice in one story.
It's my terminology. I'll use what I want.
Say she blew ya.
I'm not going to say it.
And you were also knuckle deep?
Well, I got one knuckle deep at the time because I was more paranoid looking around for any stray parents or children running at my car.
I know you said stray parents, but I have a feeling when I edit this, it's going to sound like straight parents.
No, stray, like people coming up to bring their children to the playground and then catching the motions of her head bobbing. And then the police get called and I'm 2 hours away from home so no one can bail me out.
And then I get the call of, bro, I can't do this conversation with any of my parents. Bro. So,
I'm in jail for indecent exposure, public sex, and resisting arrest because I just wanted to pick my pants up.
Among other things. Officer, could you just give me 3 more minutes?
Well, the funniest part is, me and the other one haven't talked since then.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I have just told Maria that happened. And she's like, oh, really? Well, how was she?
That's because Maria is also
I know.
freak. No, I'm sorry. You got to add like 5 more syllables in there. She is a
freak.
Thank you for that.
The thing of it is, we didn't know it at the time, really. But yeah, no, that's why I decided to have told her after the week.
Yeah.
So yep, I think that's where we're going to cut it, because I have nowhere to go from.
So that's the end of Redlight Tales, and that's the end of the podcast.
In short, just a quick recap of what we have talked about today. Birth control. It's an actual thing. It's not just for stopping pregnancies. Don't be a dumbass.
It's not just for straight women who don't want to get knocked up.
It's also for lesbians who don't want to be in pain, or straight women who don't want to be in pain, or women in general who don't want to be in pain.
Which is why it should be called the hormone, a hormone control pill, not just a birth control pill.
Right.
And it should be covered under basic insurance.
It should. Then you have our talk about A.I.M and how we miss it. Although, if you are missing it that much, you can still download Yahoo and Windows Live Messenger. There are still messaging services, apparently.
And Skype, and Kik, and everything else.
And
by the way,
Facebook.
We will probably make a Kik for this channel just to get more interactions.
Yeah. Then, YouTube. YouTube's being dumb. It happens every time they roll out something new. Everyone gets hit hard. Everyone bitches and moans. 2 months later, no one remembers, and it goes back to normal. We're just part of the bitching and moaning this time. That's all. We just needed to vent about it. Thank you for listening to us.
And then our Bards Blazing Bades for Quinn. Epic Brofist. Sorry, my youngest son now loves to pound it.
And you got your second son.
No, lying about birth control was.
Anyway.
And that's why I know the importance of birth control.
Then we had Chris Cutie for the week, which was...
Krif. Krif.
I said Krif.
No,
I said Krif. It's on recording. Remember last time we had this argument?
With the Zam zombies?
Yeah, and the Enton Quentin.
You said Enton Quentin.
I know I did. But you said Zam zombies.
Anywho.
But anyways, with Krif... Cutie.
Say it, don't spray it. I don't want facials.
But facials are sexy.
They are.
Quick shout out to the Twitter page, Facials Are Sexy. How you doing? But Krif's Cutie of the Littlest Cricket and her super adorable and sexiness. Then we went into our tales, our mediocre internet tales, and then our, oh my god, we are horrible people tales.
We are horrible people. And maybe if you want to hear more of how horrible we are, well, please, comments, Twitters, tweets. So, tweet us on Twitter at RL Renegades, up on screen. Email us if you really feel, at Redlight Renegades at Gmail.
I forget we have one of those.
That's okay. Everyone does. Even I do. Ah, yes. I have a bug bite on my tattoo that I
didn't realize it was a bug bite. It looked like a wet spot because it's been pouring here all night.
That is true.
So I tried to wipe the water away, not realizing it was skin.
So we have a Twitter. We have the Gmail, Redlight Renegades at Gmail. And we also have a Patreon, which is in the description below. So please, if you can, give a donation. If you think, hey, let's become a sponsor. We will sponsor the hell out of you. Look at Pixel Vixens. We just like them.
Look at what we do